Hi, everyone. It's morning here. I'm excited to be here. I'm also really excited to build our Masa Australia connections. I apologize for my voice and any potential coughing. I'm a little bit under the weather, but I'm here representing Yahel Israel. And I'll get into a little bit about who we are. And first, I'll just introduce myself. So my name is Bridget. I'm the recruitment coordinator and marketing coordinator at Yahel Israel. I'm also an alumni of Yahel Israel's summer program in Haifa, social justice and community service internship. I did it in 2019. And then I returned back home to my hometown of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, in the United States. Waited it out a little bit while Corona ran its course and moved back once things got a little bit better. And now I'm living in Tel Aviv and working full-time for Yahel. And I'm really excited to be back with this organization. So who are we? We are a nonprofit organization. What we do is we bring young people to Israel we have long-term programs, short-term programs. We do also do volunteer days for Masa participants that are on different programs. This summer we did Masa volunteer days for Ramah Israel summer camps. It's a summer camp in the United States. And what we do is we want to teach people, young adults, about social change and how to be leaders of social change and be able to learn about how you can create change in your own environment. And we do that through immersive service, immersive volunteering, and education. And what we hope to is to strive a nuanced conversation about Israel through learning about its complexities and all societal issues and through human experience with people on the ground in the country. So what is service learning? Service learning, it's a field, it's part of the experiential education industry. And the idea of service learning is that you can volunteer in a community and you can learn and serve alongside them. But if you're not actually coupling that with real human experience in that community and learning about who the community is, why the service is needed, what support they need and why you're there, there's really service without much context. So service learning is coupling that service and education together at all times. And then we also have we're a cohort-based program. So you're always with your cohort and reflecting and discussing about everything you're learning and volunteering for together. We're also very intentional about not going into a community and saying, hey, we're internationals. Yes, this is what we do in our home country or our hometown. And this is what we want to come do in your community. We're very intentional about figuring out what the problems are with the community themselves, and they identify their own needs and what they need support on. And then we bring our international experience and education to be able to provide that extra support to their community. So that's what service learning is, and that is what all of our programs are structured on, the field of service learning. Okay, we are actually in our 13th year of service. So we've been running for 12 years. And this year we just started our 13th cohort about a month ago. I wrote down here, we work with 100 partner organizations across Israel. And it's exactly what I said about the service learning, about how we're very intentional about going in and figuring out what these organizations, community activists need. So we don't actually create these volunteering programs within each community. We look to our partners. Our programs would not be possible without all of our partners all over the country. And what we do is we work with them and we place you with different organizations, different activists, different community centers and schools, and exactly find out what they need, and you're there to provide that extra support to them. All right, so like I said, we do long-term programs and short-term programs. Our longest, most immersive program is the Yahel Social Change Fellowship. Every year it starts between Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur. This upcoming year, it'll start on September 20th, 2023, and then it always ends at the end of June. So it's about a 9-month program. We have 3 placement cities. It's also a very intimate program. So there will be maximum 30 people each cohort, which means there's about 10 people in each placement city. And the cities that we work in, I'll break down the cities a little bit later, but they're in the periphery of Israel. The names are right here: Lod, Rishon LeZion, and Haifa. You may have heard of Haifa if you've been on Birthright. Lod and Rishon LeZion are more so cities that you might have not have heard about before. So I will explain those to you. And what the program is you're volunteering with organizations in your placement city. So you'll be living in one of the 3 cities with 10 other people. and you're volunteering within the city. You're basically, it's like your 30 hours of volunteering a week, Sunday through Thursday. And you're volunteering with these organizations. You'll have about 4 to 6 different volunteer placements that you rotate through for the entire 9 months. And then also in your week, so you're working 30 hours a week, and then you have like 10 hours a week of education. And then we also do seminars throughout the country, educational seminars. And again, it's to add the context of death and also to give you that professional development so that whatever you're learning here, you have the skills to be able to take it home with you and know how social change can happen at grassroots levels and all different facets. So this is the basis of what the fellowship is for 9 months. And then, so like I said, we're in 3 different placement cities. We have assigned themes or lenses to each of our cities based on the social demographic of the city and also societal issues that are already happening there. So Lod is a city, it's about southeast of Tel Aviv, like a 20-minute drive without traffic. And it's a mixed city, which means that it has about this city, it's about a 60% Jewish population and 40% Arab population. And with that comes a lot of challenges. They've also experienced a lot of challenges over the years, but because of that, there's a lot of people in the city who are very passionate about creating change and creating more cohesion within the city. So our focus in Lod is on shared society. I always say to people that are interested in the program that if you're most passionate about learning about the conflict, this is the city to really try to understand more of what's happening within the state lines to be able to understand the conflict at a larger level. And then Rishon LeZion, the first of Zion, it is one of the first cities of like Aliyah from waves of immigrants that have moved to Israel. It's a very large city, and we actually work in one specific neighborhood in Rishon LeZion called Ramat Eliyahu. And compared to the rest of Rishon LeZion, it's at a smaller or the lower socioeconomic level. And it's also, the demographic is primarily Ethiopian and people from the former Soviet Union. So our focus in Rishon LeZion is on immigration. The Ethiopian community in Israel, especially within this neighborhood, it's their lower socioeconomic level than the rest of Rishon. But within Israel, there's a lot of discrimination, inequalities, lack of job opportunities compared to other Jews in the country. So our focus in Rishon is helping the Ethiopian community assimilate and integrate more into Israeli society, while also helping them maintain their own traditions and cultures and keep who they are. And then Haifa, we've had summer programs running in Haifa for many years. And last year is our first year that we moved the fellowship into Haifa as well. Haifa is the most diverse city in the country. It's home to many minority groups, but our focus in Haifa is on gender equity. So a lot of the organizations we work with are on LGBTQ activism. We work with women's shelters, domestic violence shelters, like feminist activist centers. You're going to be living in a small neighborhood that's about 25 minutes from the center of Haifa. It's called Kiryat Chaim. And but a lot of the nonprofit work that you're doing will be in the center of Haifa. So in Haifa, focus gender equity. So some sample placements of things you can be doing. Our service, we break it down into 3 different categories. And we do this because we want you to be able to understand how social change happens on all different levels. You could work in a nonprofit for the entire 9 months, but then you're not understanding how education impacts different social issues and things. So you'll be volunteering in schools, teaching English as a foreign language. You'll be helping local nonprofits and NGOs with their community work, and they could be doing policy work, marketing, grant writing. It's really whatever they're in need of support with. And then community work, that is more so working with like community centers, after school enrichment centers, senior centers. You could be working for a center for people with adults with disabilities. That is the most locally based, and that's where you really get to know the people that you're living with. So here's some examples. We work for a women's crisis center. Israel Center for Educational Innovation helps underserved communities and support their education, their schools. Then the Abraham Initiatives works on policy making and education for shared society for Arabs and Jews in Israel. And then TESFA, I actually don't have their logos. We have a child who's part of TESFA. And TESFA helps the Eritrean, the African, Eritrean and Sudanese asylum seeking population in Israel. It's run by asylum seekers and it's made for asylum seekers. And then learning. So like I said, you're always coupling the volunteering and the service and the education. So while you're on our fellowship, you're engaged in about 9 different educational courses. You're in Hebrew and Arabic classes. We give you support and education on teaching English as a foreign language. We have about a 4-week course on negotiations training and about telling your story. We also teach you skill building for the nonprofit world. So that could be teaching you about grant writing, about marketing. And then we have a rabbi on our team who we meet with typically before holidays or when something specific is happening in the country, and we talk about different Jewish texts and then relate them with social justice. So financial accessibility for our fellowship, it's $1,000 for all participants. That $1,000 includes your housing for the entire 9 months. It includes your health insurance, the Hebrew and Arabic courses, anything that is program related for transportation, we reimburse you for that. And that is $1,000 with your Masal grant. If you are ineligible for a Masal grant, we do have a scholarship that you're able to apply for. The scholarship is also because this is our program is not only for Jewish individuals, we also have non-Jewish individuals that join our program. And because of that, we have a very diverse cohort. So so you are also paid about at a base level 1,000 shekels per month, which is about $310. And that's to support your food and basic necessities during the time you're with us. And then of course there's additional financial aid if needed through Masa. All right, and then if you are, the 9-month program is a little bit too long for you, we have a brand new winter program coming up this winter from January 5th through the 31st called Yahel Israel Service Corps. What it is, it's actually specifically with the Druze community in the north of Israel. So you'll be spending 4 weeks volunteering alongside the Druze community. You'll be living in 3 different Druze villages. So each week you'll be volunteering and working with a different village. You'll also be joined by young Druze adults. So there will be about 10 to 20 young Druze adults that will be working and volunteering with you, and you'll be living with them. You'll be learning with them. You'll be doing a lot of community-based work. This program is $300, includes everything below the housing, insurance, food, your transportation, and program costs. And you'll be living in the Carmiel area of Israel in the north. And again, that's the 5th through the 31st. And then, so like, how does this help you? How does this program help you in the future? Specifically, if you're interested in social work, community organization, activism, law, anything social good oriented, it teaches you a lot of skills that will support you on that. We have an alumni community of over 600 people, and we are always doing things together. We have virtual educational courses. We meet in person all the time. We have a job board for all of our alumni. And then you also get like a very immersive experience in Israel that you really can't get anywhere else. It's really learning about every single societal issue and how things work in this country. And you're really immersed inside and getting to know people and building a community within the city you're living in. So here's my information, how to get in touch. If you're interested in any of our programs or just want to learn more, you can send me an email and then we can schedule an informational call, which is about 30 minutes just to talk about your interest in the program, what you're looking for, what your passion is, and how that could maybe work with some of our programs that we do. This QR code in the middle will take you to our fellowship page. Our applications will open on November 1st, so they're not open yet. But again, you can schedule a call with me before to learn more about it before applying. And then Yahel Israel Service Corps. From there, you can also learn about that winter program and again, schedule a call with me. Our social media is Yahel Israel everywhere. Tomorrow, we are actually having a live Instagram conversation about the Jewish community in Israel. So if you want to have a little bit more of that like learning background of who we are and what our education is like, definitely encourage you to join that Instagram live conversation. But that is who we are, and look forward to hearing from you and open to any questions.
Thank you so much, Bridget. It was really enjoyable to hear and learn from you.